The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's guest, as you've noted, has a pretty hot-looking set of wheels behind him. He's a car enthusiast. The man himself is Peter Saddington. He's from Decentralized TV, but there's a lot more that he does. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today, mate.
I appreciate it, Craig. Appreciate it very much.
Look, first and foremost, I mean, there's a lot to unravel here. You've done a lot. You're doing a lot. There's a reason why your garage looks so cool. Do you want to take us through a little bit of your history, mate, and as to how you've got to where you've gotten as we speak today?
Great question. It's hard to sum up a man's life and a man's deeds. But simply put, I'm a startup entrepreneur. I've built many different companies. Most of them have failed. But I got lucky with a couple small acquisitions and has enabled me to continue to invest and be an investor. In 2011, I invested in Bitcoin for the first time in November of 2011 at $1.52. And so that was a nice, fortunate investment. And so I've been in crypto ever since. And a couple years ago, I started a YouTube and went full-time into crypto. And so that's where I am now, full-time cryptocurrency programmer, developer.
The programming and developing side. Very interesting. You have the skill set that is like speaking left-handed Swahili for me. I really am. Like, that's my weak point, man. Like, it's completely my weak point. But we've all got our strengths, right? So look, where you are now, and look, I've had a look at the Decentralized.tv website, and for anyone who's considering it, don't consider it any longer. Get on and get it done. You've got a very large following, and it's obviously because of your infectious content creation style. I do quite enjoy it. It's very off the cuff, very enjoyable. We sort of follow down the same sort of pathway, keeping it, basically trying to keep it to the point, speaking with good people. Now, what's your mission with Decentralized TV? What is your mission statement? What's the outcome? What is a win for Decentralized TV in your eyes?
Great question. And so a part of the philosophy of me getting into cryptocurrency, if I can back up just a little bit to set some context, is that I've built a lot of startups, which means I've had a lot of great ideas, and I still have a lot of great ideas to come. But I've learned that great ideas are like ICOs. They're vaporware without actual users. And I know this seems novel and new, right? But I mean, we as entrepreneurs, we have to realize this. And so in crypto, I wanted to do it differently. And in crypto, I started with community first. So I started with YouTube actually almost exactly 2 years ago, February 26th, 2017 is when I did my first YouTube. So just over 2 years old. And so I knew that YouTube was a mechanism to create an audience. Yeah. I didn't know if they would like me. I didn't know if they would think that I have a voice that matters, but apparently it did. And so growing a community allowed me to get feedback from that community as to what to build. So all that to say is I got tons and tons and tons of feedback over the last couple of years. We've built many projects like the Bitcoin.pub, 10daysofbitcoin.com, coinpuffs.com, cryptoyum.com, B90X, the Bitcoin 90-day program, Decentralized TV, now yen.io. So I've actually built close to 10 products in the last 2 years from feedback from the community. Now, one of the philosophies is that nothing that I build, I will necessarily hold on to, and because I want to give it back. I'm not, and so Decentralized TV, the vision of Decentralized TV is simply this: to spread the good news of Bitcoin and blockchain to every corner of the globe. I've been preaching that since day one. Yep. Now with DC TV, I've given it back over to the community, and we have 7 great DC TV correspondents: Kayla, Mike. We have Crypto Mikkel. We have I could go through all of them. The other Mike. We have Colin. We have so many great people that just contribute for free to DC TV YouTube channel, and just it shows that we're community first.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good vision statement to have. It's generally they're quite short and sharp, which yours is too, spreading the good word of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency from every corner of the globe. Ours is pretty simple as well, to empower people to become the best traders they can be. Simple purpose, a lot of work to get done, as you know. So look, I understand. I get your vision, because we got a similar type of vision as to what we're doing, right? As far as let's bring the education to the forefront, because one of the things that I've definitely seen is a lack of understanding. One of the most recent courses we've created, which is completely free, by the way, it's tradercobb.com/free tools. You can get it, but it's designed around having someone like my dad. All right, he's retired. He's 64 years old. He's like, "What's this, internet money thing?" And he just doesn't get it. And it's like, "Look, Dad, you sort of fob it off as something that doesn't really matter, right?" The whole point of this is to help these people like that to understand what this is, okay, what the opportunity here is. And I say to Dad, look, the internet, you didn't think emails were going to work. No one thought. People were saying, having a conversation, like we can buy something from our home on our computer and it will go we can get it from anywhere in the world to our front doorstep. People go, yeah, right. Yeah, well, guess what? It did happen. It's called Amazon. It's the first $1 trillion company in the world. All right. That's a 10-year turnaround, basically, or no, about 15 years now from inception, I think, or roughly that.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's about helping to bridge that gap between like the lack of understanding and the understanding. Now, I think in the space at the moment, certainly from a lot of the things that I've seen, there's a lot that caters to people that have an understanding of technology, even a basic understanding. There's not as much that I've found that is speaking to that blue sky market, the blue ocean market, which is all the traditional investors that are out there, and everybody is walking around on the planet right now, because the penetration point of crypto is so insignificant as compared to what the internet's done, but I believe will have the same sort of traction. So how do we bridge that gap was the first question, and that's what we sort of put forward so that you can get your parents to watch it. That sort of content is something that we've been specializing in for a while now. Do you know anyone else out there at the moment, and certainly within your YouTube and decentralized TV land, that's sort of got the same sort of objective to bring that new player into the space?
Well, I mean, I can think of a lot of great YouTubers out there that
There's
are
some great ones.
Yeah, there's some great ones out there. Obviously, you have to pick your niche. There are ones that talk about trading. There's ones that like to talk about the drama, and ones that just like to talk about the news. But I would tend to more focus on individuals who are more lifestyle, crypto lifestyle, what I call crypto lifestyle vloggers. Someone that I deeply respect, who I've had multiple opportunities to speak with, is Crypto Lark. So I might want to look him up.
I work with Lark. We're together.
Oh.
We do stuff together, man.
He's awesome.
Literally working together on stuff. We just for those listening on the podcast, we have a garage door opening right now. Okay. It's okay. We can't hear it. It's all good. Just a little distraction in the background. But yeah, Lark's a really good bloke. Lovely fellow from the same part of the world as my my partner in Wellington as well. So yeah, we're pretty tightly connected. Love the bloke. Really knowledgeable character. So you've been speaking with him for quite some time, huh?
Yeah, he's a great dude. He's a great dude, and there's lots of guys like him out there that I can tell you offline about. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this.
No,
especially I think you did that. Can you close it? Yeah. You can cut this out of the interview.
Yeah, we'll edit it.
Okay, all right, you'll edit it.
Let me just work out what timing we are.
The big one, the big button.
Voice is going down. It's fine going up.
Sorry about that, man. All right.
Okay, so we're both big on the education side of things, of course, and connecting people and growing this space. Well, what do you see as some of the hurdles at the moment that we're facing within the space? Don't want to talk about price yet. We'll touch on that in a minute. But what's holding us back from going to that next level?
It's very simple. UI and UX, user experience,
yeah.
User experience. One of the biggest problems that I saw with the rise of ICOs and Ethereum in 2016, 2017 is there was a ton of great ideas, and there were even a ton more terrible ideas out there that were just vaporware. One of the problems, though, even with the good ones, is that they went too dogmatic, which is to say they use decentralized protocols. Well, here's the problem. Decentralized protocols are not mature. They're slow. They're ugly. The UI, the user experience is terrible. Ain't nobody want to use the decentralized protocol right now. So here's the answer. The answer is let's lower the barrier to entry. Let's educate people, number one. But number two, if you're a builder, you should build things that are familiar for like your grandpa. You know, that's why we built a system, Yen, that looks familiar to Twitter. It looks familiar to LinkedIn. It doesn't look like a decent or a trader app like the thing that you got in the back. It doesn't look like Bittrex. It doesn't look like these complex things.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's your wheelhouse. Your wheelhouse is to make those complex things
come to
simple.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, come to life and become simple. For us, the whole idea is how can you, yourself included, make things usable for your target audience. And right now, cryptocurrency is having a hard time doing that because most of the engineers out there aren't good with UI UX.
Well, it's like one of these things that we're seeing, like, you know, we haven't had our Google moment. We haven't had our Alta Vista, our what's it called, Netscape. We haven't had that moment where it's become very easy to get onto the internet. And I've been speaking about that quite a bit lately, actually. And the other thing is, as well, as you talk about a lot of the developers not being good with UI and UX, one of the other things out there as well is some of the projects or news sites or different businesses that are built within the ecosystem or around the decentralized world and the crypto asset space. A lot of these people, they're good at what they do, but they're not very commercial. They're not able to grow a business. They're not able to listen, learn. They don't know what needs to be done to take them to the next level. So they get to a certain point in that center plateau, which they've got a great audience. We need to take it to the next level. They've got the ability to do so much more, but unfortunately, we're still trying to get the right people in the right places. And look, this is the thing with this space. It is still very, very early, which means there's still massive opportunity. And that is why we are still here at the moment.
Absolutely.
Now, what I'd love to talk to you about is a project that you are working on at the moment that sounds very, very exciting. Not just from a trader's point of view, but from the whole, you know, I suppose, development and growth of the space. Now, it's called Yen. Now, is that a throwback to the Japanese yen?
Absolutely. There are 3 reasons why we chose Yen as our moniker, as our name. Our website is yen.io. 3 reasons. Number 1, it's a hat tip to Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a misnomer, but it is Japanese sounding. Number 2, it immediately elicits an understanding of currency.
Yep.
And number 3, my brother and I spent about 3.5 years living in Japan, in Tokyo. So it's a personal place for us.
Okay, cool. Now, you want to tell us a little bit about Yen, because we sort of touched on it pre-show, and that I want to hear more, and I want everyone to listen and learn, because this sounds like the future.
Yeah, so we're really fortunate to be building the world's first meta exchange, or MEX. And so we are the world's first, which means that we have integrated multiple exchanges into one place. Mm-hmm. For most people, the easiest thing to think about would be like a Priceline.com. When you go to Priceline.com, you just type in where you want to go, and it gives you the best price. Now, it gives you options for other high price, high costs, and you can choose those if you want, but it automatically tells you which one that you want to do. We're doing the same thing. So obviously, traders are going to be very interested in Yen, because we're going to allow for multiple exchanges, hundreds, that you can pick and choose from. And if you think about it, there are opportunities for massive amounts of auto arbitrage, which is something that I've created with my machine learning. And so if you think about that, I know we're talking about a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny sometimes on arbitrage, but in mass, there's some opportunities there. And so for a trader, we're connecting all these exchanges into one place. But wait, there's more. We also have a social layer, which allows you to connect, just like Twitter or just like Facebook, with people that you care about, your network. And what you can do is you can create private groups. One of the best examples for low adoption is that if you're into, Craig, if you're into cryptocurrency, but you want to get your family into it, you can have them join your yen.io private group, and you can say, hey guys, don't worry.
I'll take care of it.
I'm going to make trades. And what yen.io will do is automatically have you guys replay the trades that I made, because you trust me, right? And so there are a lot of opportunities for that. And you can have paid private groups, you can have free groups, all these types of things. So we really are creating an ecosystem and a world and a toolbox for you to not only trade and trade well, but we're also going to give you the business intelligence and machine learning that'll help you make informed decisions too. It's awesome.
Excellent. Well, that's why it sounds so exciting. Now, a couple of questions on that. When you say you're basically going to have all the API plugged into all the different exchanges, yeah? So does that mean that when I go and trade, it's going to choose the best price for the order size that I wish to trade from? Or will it just sort of rank through? And if I've got a 15 Bitcoin position, right, that means that, okay, I can get 2 from here, I can get 2. And so I don't have as much slippage as going to just one platform?
Well, let me put a little peanut in your brain here. What if I told you that if you connected to 100 exchanges that we would, because prices move fast and because time is money, that we can actually, if you, let's say, make a buy order for 10 Bitcoin, that 10 Bitcoin buy order might be spread among 26 different exchanges at the least the cheapest price possible, saving you all those extra fees.
Yep.
So let's just say if that was possible, then you might be really interested.
Well, the slippage, slippage is the biggest cost right here, right? So
Right.
let me tell you one of the pet peeves. There's two things that are my pet peeves in this space. One is something that will come with adoption, which is the slippage. If I trade within the top 10, I do a lot of margin trading. So I'm not nervous of leverage. I love it. It's what I've grown up with as far as a trader, right?
You like to live on the harsh side of life, I see.
Man, it's just when you're a trader, it's like if you're going to be a property developer, you're going to use leverage. If you're going to be a trader, you're going to use leverage, right? You're not going to go and put all your money. Like the moves are, if I can use that much to make that much, as opposed to that much to make that much, what am I going to go for? But you need to understand that I'm cool with leverage. I've used hundreds of times leverage in foreign exchange and futures my whole life. I'm all good with it. That's the first thing, the slippage. In the top 10, it's not too bad. Outside of the top 10, you tend to get it, especially if you are trading bigger positions. And sometimes you go, okay, I can only take this much on. It's a great trade, but is it really worth the follow-up and the effort because I can't get enough on? Number two is the order systems. What's very frustrating is the fact that there's no ability right now, well, not no, but it's harder to find where I can raise an order with an entry price, a stop loss, and say a first target. I'm not even asking for ladders, just an entry, stop, and target. So that when I raise an order at, say, 10:30 p.m., I know that my entry and stop are linked. Like, if I get filled in that trade, my stop loss, it goes straight in at the same time, meaning I can go to sleep with an open order and be managed. I haven't got that in the space right now. If you haven't got that, get it, because you need it to bring the traders in and to bring that institutional level of trader to someone like me, who I speak to my trading buddies and like, yeah, but it's too much of a pain in the ass, man. I can't be bothered, blah, blah, blah. It's like, look, it's easy to manage a risk like this.
It sounds like we need to onboard you to yen.io so you can give us direct feedback from a trader's perspective as to what tool sets we should be able to create for you.
Well, the listeners and viewers, I can tell you right now, they've known since June last year, ladies and gentlemen, that I've been on the lookout, trying to work with and work out how we can do a number of things within these exchanges. I know exactly what needs to be done. I can't build it because like I said before,
but I can build it.
But you can build it. So yes, we should definitely look into that for sure. So with where are you up to?
Well, right now we are a VC-funded, venture capital-funded company based out of Silicon Valley, China, Korea, and Japan. And so we are working with our leverage. We are working with other people's money to make a great product. And so right now we are in private beta. We hope to be launching by Q4 of this year. Private beta is open to users who are power users, giving us tons of feedback, and accredited individuals of sorts to make sure that everything that we're doing works. And so if you want to join, if you want to get in on Yen, maybe even earlier than public, then just go to yen.io and you can go and sign up and put your email in and sign up for the wait list, and we'll let you know.
And is it going to become like a tokenized thing, or are you just going to run it straight as a business model, or what?
There are many opportunities to tokenize within our ecosystem. There are many opportunities to let me tell you our core mission of our company. So that will give your guys a little bit of context.
Yep.
Our core mission of our company is we exist to create wealth building tools for everyone, everywhere. We exist to create wealth building tools for everyone, everywhere. If that gives you any context to what we're doing, we want to give everyone, traders, anyone, the ability to have all the tools that the institutions have in the retail hands. That's what I'm doing. I'm leveling the playing field. Let's be honest, Craig. We all know that the markets are manipulated. Can we concede this? I think we can concede this. Markets are manipulated.
Whether it be crypto or not.
Exactly. So what happens when someone like me builds and gives you, retail individuals, all the tools that the institutions have to manipulate the market? That means you can move millions of dollars without a degree. You can move millions of dollars without regulatory approval or even any experience. But you have a vast network who trust you. This levels the playing field, my friend. And I'm really excited to level that playing field for the retail investors to have all the tools needed that the institutions have that we just don't have access to.
Well, that totally builds into what our philosophy, in the sense that we're trying to empower traders to be the best, or make them the best traders they can be. A lot of people out there, they look at their accounts, and I always say to people, look, if you can't do well on $1,000 account, you can't do well on a $10 million account. It's the process that comes before the rewards. And people go, oh, look, I've only got 10,000 or 5,000 or whatever they've got. And they go, it's not really worth it. It's like, yeah, but you're forgetting the point here. When you start a business, and trading is a business, when you start a business, you don't start with all the money in the world. You start with learning. Then after the learning comes a little bit of consistency. Then once you've got the consistency, then comes the opportunity. And typically in my world, the opportunity comes with going and raising for a fund offering, right? Now, I've done that. I didn't particularly enjoy that process, to be fair with you. It sort of tied me to my charts it was about 12 to 16 hours a day when I was doing that. And it wasn't really the most enjoyable lifestyle, but you don't have to do it that way. What you're suggesting is, as opposed to having to go to these, private investors, so to speak, what they can focus on, their focus should be on A, trading well, and B, creating a social platform to bring people with them, because then I'm assuming, and you can tell me this if I'm right or wrong, that others can automatically follow their trades, or perhaps get alerts on their trades, and that's what brings their volume.
Yes, absolutely. One thing that we suggest to people that are planning on being on part of our early access program to yen.io is to start thinking about how they can convert their network. And so, private groups can be paid. So let's just say you're a great trader and you have a Facebook or a Telegram or a Discord or a Slack channel. It's hard to get money from them, right? It's hard to really take control of that in that way. And so in yen, you can sign up and convert all of them and say, hey, you can join my private group. In my private group, you have access to all the behind the scenes content, all the cool stuff. But also you have the opportunity to automatically replay trades, which is I announce, hey, I'm making a trade. I make the trade. It automatically shows up in your timeline of your private group. And everyone who signed up for that will automatically make the same trade because they trust you, or they'll get a notification to say, hey, Craig just made a trade. Every second counts, baby. And so it's really a powerful way for even retail investors, Joe Average, to get in the game of trading. You might be in, like I was telling you offline, you might be in Boise, Idaho, but you have a network of about 200 people that love love you telling them about your trades, and they follow you. Bring them into yen. They'll pay you 5, 10, whatever you want to charge them per month for access, and they can automatically replay your trades, which means Joe Average in Boise, Idaho can potentially move millions of dollars.
So let me ask you this question. It sounds fantastic. Okay. Now, if I'm doing well, everyone else is doing well, hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. I don't do well. I blow up the account. I don't use my risk management. Something goes really wrong. A million different opportunities to stuff things up. One of them happens. Now, the 200 people that follow my trades, they've all now got their pickets out. They're trying to burn my house and they're trying to fire me, right? What happens under that scenario?
That's something for you to deal with within the terms of your private group.
Okay, so you're basically creating like the Facebook of trading, in a sense, where content is trades, and it's up to us, like the Facebook platform is, content can be a sales platform on Facebook, of course. Now, if they do come through my door and they do buy my content through the use of Facebook, it's my T's and C's, it's my arrangement with the individual. I suppose you'll house that those T's and C's as part of the platform when they sign up as an opt-in, and each person, each business, let's say, can have their own sort of sub-page, I suppose, or whatever it is with everything there, and they tick it and they opt in, and therefore that's their T's and C's, whether it be internally or externally, something along those lines, yeah?
It's going to be very similar. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we teach and we try to continue to educate people on is personal responsibility. Personal responsibility. Personal responsibility and accountability. I know it's a hard thing in today's millennial generation.
Yep.
But if you sign up and you dot your I's and cross your T's with this guy, and by the way, we're going to make it easier for consumers because groups are going to have ratings. I mean, we're going to have ratings. We're going to have opportunities for you to say, hey, Craig and his group, it's a 4.8 star. Now, no one's going to ever get a 5, right? It's a 4.8 star, but holy crap, he's got 1,200, private group members.
Yeah.
And you can actually display, or we'll be able to display, your ROI, the things that you've done, the achievements you've created. We're going to have achievements. So let's say you're the first trading group on yen.io and you grow to 100, you'll get one of the first achievements of, hey, group got to 100. We could create achievements for, hey, you helped people move $10,000 this week. You help people make 100,000. These are all achievements that we're creating, haven't been created yet, but they're going to be created so that there can be social proof that your group is actually real. It's legit. It's not scammy. It's not an ICO pump and dump. Craig is a real dude with real knowledge, real know-how. Does he make mistakes like anybody else? Absolutely. But he has reviews and a group that has been with him for the last 28 months. And out of the 1,200 people that have been there, the average person has been there out of 28 months, the average person's been there for 24. And so like these types of business intelligence, we're going to be providing to retail investors and retail users so they can make informed decisions on who to be with. And you're never stuck with anyone if you don't want to.
Absolutely. Well, you got a lot of work to do. How far along? I mean, obviously you're in the private beta group stage. So when does this actually hit the market, so to speak?
Well, it is live right now. So you can go to beta.yen.io to see some of the trading that's going on. Yep. You'll see through the timeline people trading on Binance. I just saw a guy move a couple Bitcoin on Binance and it posted on his page on Yen. We're also connected to Coinbase right now. So you can see the trades. But again, go to yen.io and sign up for the early access. And we're hoping to be releasing to the public in full later this year. So we're really excited.
Wow, let's say, and look, as far as interest goes, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you've plugged into a bunch of these exchanges. You've spoken to a lot of influencers. You've spoken to a lot of the people that you need to. When you do go live, I mean, how much interest have you managed to accumulate at the moment? Do you know how many accounts you're going to start with roughly? Is it going to start? Because a lot of the questions that people have is, well, is there going to be any volume there? Yours is different because you're plugging into the volume that already exists out there in the big bad world of exchanges anyway, right?
We will never have an issue with volume because all we want to do is make sure that anyone can start trading with crypto. Yep. Anyone. I could show you a video where when you get into yen, you can buy Bitcoin in 3 clicks. 3 clicks. That's it.
Like an online store.
We wanted to make it that simple. It's like, holy crap, 3 clicks buying Bitcoin. I'm looking at this Twitter interface and now I click buy. I type in 10. I click this button and then it asks me for a confirm. 3rd click and you just bought $10 worth of Bitcoin. Just like that. And the great thing is since we're going through APIs, as you astutely said, we don't hold custody of value.
Yeah.
Makes it easy for us in terms of KYC, AML, regulatory compliance. And so we just do crypto better. I mean, let's be honest. Your granddad, your grandma ain't going to go to Bittrex.com. They're not going to go Poloniex or Kraken.
Scary.
They're going to go to Yen, and where they can buy in 3 clicks from Kraken, and they didn't even know they were getting it from Kraken.
Yep. No, look, it makes a lot of sense. And again, it sort of touches back on the fact of, there's a real relationship between people in the space and price. Price has plummeted. We all know that. This is part of the way that this market and ecosystem works. It's just part of the way this works, right? We get that. Now, a lot of people see that as being negative because they're so addicted to price. What's going on in the background is huge. Things like yen that people didn't know about until this interview, right? There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. If you look at Bitcoin wallets, they keep on increasing. We're not in a bad position at all right now. There needs to be a lot more focus on the building. In
the last 24 months, we have doubled and doubled again on users. So no one could ever tell me that this is bad. Cryptocurrency is only expanding. So we've doubled and doubled again in a bear market.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
They go nowhere.
Look, one of the things that I spoke to a guest about today is that there's never been a time when technology has been stunted. The internet. Oh, should we be doing this? Well, the internet does what it wants to do. It's done it, right? With blockchain, should we be doing this? Well, it's already happened. You can't stop it. So never in the history of progress has it ever been stopped. It's slowed down, but it's never stopped. This is going nowhere. And projects like Yen are helping to really lead the way. And hopefully we're able to help with the education of helping people understand what it's all about so it's not so complicated.
Well, I would love to have your show, your content, and your expertise on Yen. Absolutely. I'd love to have it.
Sounds good to me. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been Peter Saddington. Now, guys, it's zen.io. right?
Yes, yen.io.
Sorry, Y-N. Yen. Did I say Zen or Yen?
Well, you're in a Zen mode. It's all good. You're in flow right now. No worries.
Yen.io. Go check it out. I know I'm going to be doing a lot more research on there. Peter, we've got some stuff to talk about right now. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best with the project going forward. It sounds like you won't need, well, you'll need a lot of help, but you've got a lot of work to do. But what you're doing is a really, really wonderful thing for the space. So thank you for your time and effort.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.